Hey YouTube, Electric Adventures here with another package in the mail. It's actually from Australia. The seller, this is the second package I've ever got off this person. Before, they packed their stuff very well. It's taking the top and stuff, and inside we have titles for a system that, although I'm not hunting for titles for it every day, I am sort of working my way towards a complete set and have been since the very beginning, but I haven't had any titles for quite some time. Actually, probably the last title I would have got for the system would have been Beam Rider, so that's giving a bit of a hint. And so, well, without further ado, they are Intellivision games, so these are ones that I don't have in my collection. Now the first one is one that I actually haven't heard of at all, so, and I have resisted looking at videos and everything like this, so it really will be a very first look. And the first game is Hover Force for the Intellivision. The boxes are in not too bad condition for, you know, their age and everything like that. The pictures were pretty realistic about the condition of the boxes, but this isn't too bad. So it looks like an overhead. My camera will behave. So I'm going to trick it. It's the light. There we go. I maybe need to put a light over my desk when I'm filming at night, maybe. Yeah, it looks very interesting. Yeah, no instructions, but that's alright. We have the cartridge. So I suppose since this is in a different colour box, must be a late release, but it's brought out by the Intellivision Corporation. Doesn't actually have a date on it though. So, as I said, I really don't know anything about that one at all, but most interested to have a look at that. Now, another game that was one of my favourite release games for the ColecoVision, where Coleco brought out some of their games for our systems, is Mousetrap. So once again, we've just got, you know, a little bit of box wear. They should straighten up okay though, but we have all the flaps. So Mousetrap. It's a Pac-Man type game that was quite good fun on the ColecoVision. So the cartridge is really secured in there well. Oh, and we have overlays as well. Cool. So the Coleco game had overlays. So the overlays are in very good condition. And the cartridge, the tiny little Intellivision cartridges and the little label. My camera's just going to misbehave, isn't it? And I believe we've got instructions of this one, so pretty simple, same as the Coleco ones. So that's just another nice little one to round off those. I think the only other CBS one that I have, I've got Carnival as well, Carnival and Donkey Kong. And I actually had two copies of Donkey Kong. One was in the Australian Hess package, but I sent that to Intellivision Dude. Okay, and the next one, so it's one of the Tron games, and I didn't have it, and one of the, I think this completes the Intellivoice ones in these light coloured packages, and it's Tron Solar Sailor, so we'll be able to get out the Intellivoice. I don't believe I've ever played this one back in the day, but it looks quite interesting. All the Tron games are pretty good. Just a little tear down in the bottom corner, so not too bad. And we have the nice, we've got our plastic tray, our overlays, we've got both overlays. They're a little, I mean they're alright, they've got a few creases in them, so they've been, you know, it's definitely been played. And can I put them back in? I like these cases because it keeps everything together. And we have the instruction manual, so I'm not 100% sure where this is going to, you know, what this will take my collection to for the Intellivision. I'll have to check. Now another one, I believe I've got this as a loose cartridge that Intellivision sent me, but it's nice to actually have the box now, and it is Thunder Castle. So it's a Dungeons and Dragons type game. Where you explore around and you've got to dodge the dragon, you've got to get the sword and dodge the bats and things like that. It's quite a good fun game. And it's not in a bifold one, so we've just got to open it careful, and it looks like we've got instructions as well. So there's the cartridge. I just noticed the stamp from my girls are doing their dance Stedfords at the moment. So there's the manual. A little bit of mould spots. So it's been in a little bit of damp environment. Once again, I will assemble these later so I don't damage them. Right, now the next one. I don't think we've ever played this one as well, and it's in one of the older bifolds, and it's Sharp Shot. It's quite a few little mini games. Looks pretty cool. My camera's been a right pain in the bottom today, isn't it? So that looks interesting. Some of these games look familiar. I'll have to wait and see. And inside it looks... Now that I've thrown it on the keyboard, that happens every... I keep on forgetting that. You've got to hold those. So there's the insides, and it's in really good condition inside. The overlays are good. They've been used. But they're alright, and the manual's there. I mean, this is probably a title that was in the store that I was working on, and that box is not too bad. A little bit of crushed down the bottom and stuff like that, but that's all pretty good so far. And the title that I'm most looking forward to out of this whole box, and I pretty much got all these titles for the same amount of money, so this one averaged out makes the price actually very good, and it is a pretty damn good copy of Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. I mean, it's got a little bit of sun fade, of course, but the box is not crushed at all. Can be able to blast some AT-AT walkers. We have the manual, and the cartridge is lovely. So really looking forward to playing that one. Don't think, Parker Brothers ones didn't come with overlays, so no overlays missing or anything like that. And Parker Brothers quality, it's all in colour inside. So I do have Frogger and Qbert, although my Qbert box is a bit squashed because it's not one of these two-part boxes. Don't have Tutankhamun, and which is extremely hard to get hold of for any system. The 2600 one is the only common one. So I've got Frogger, Qbert. I think there is another Intellivision game from Parker Brothers that I'm not thinking about at the moment. There might even be two more. But that, it's just nice to advance one of the older system collections. I mean, at the end of the day, I really do like, as far as collecting is concerned, collecting games for the older 8-bit and earlier systems. Not so fussed with complete set collecting. Some of the newer ones, they're more just get the games that I like. So, like Saturn shoot 'em ups and things like that, and PC Engine shoot 'em ups. So, anyway, I'll stop rambling because we've got a few games to play now. Let's go give them a go. Okay, so here we go with Mousetrap. One player level 1 because I'm bound to be terrible. Dog, that's what's supposed to be there, and I think I can switch the maze around. Yeah, there we go. Depending on the colour you want to switch around, and you can grab a... Oh, I thought if you grab the dog bones you could get him going and attack the cats. Definitely not as good a game as the Coleco version. Oh, it went through. There's a big block of cheese up the top there. So, okay, you've got to press a button to use your dog biscuit. Cheese, about to be cornered. Oh, I'm not used to the controls. I mean, it just, you know, because at the end of the day, Pac-Man, as good a game as it is, doesn't have a lot of variety in it. And this game, although the Coleco version is a lot better, yeah, I'm not used to the controls. I really should have put the overlay in. Okay. So it uses the keypad a lot, which is a lot like the original Coleco game in that respect. Ah, it got me again. It's also a little hard with the disc controller because it really is a four-directional game. The same as the Donkey Kong port that Coleco did was fairly basic as well. So an interesting game to add to the collection, but probably nowhere near as playable as the Coleco version, and probably nowhere near as playable as the game could have been on their television. Okay, let's try the next title. Okay, here we go with Sharp Shot. So we have football passing as our first game. This is a repeat of what happened to it. Okay, so I don't really know much about the rules of football. Okay, so that was an absolute fluke the first time. Okay. So you've got to get it to your player, which are the light blue ones, in the clear, without the interceptors getting to it. And if you don't, then you hope that one of your other guys tackle. So, yeah, quite an interesting little game. I'm not sure I can go back to the menu, so I'll press reset. Okay, so the next game, sorry, referencing the controller, is Star Shot. So you've got to time the shot, and it might be a 1 or 2 player game. I don't think. Okay, sorry if there's a little bit of interruption in there. So you've got a limited number of shots. You just got to try and get the most of the alien ships as you can. You're getting it when a couple go through at once. And getting the fly-off explosions obviously is the way to maximise your score. And they've got the second set of crosshairs over there, so you can compete against another player. So can we switch directly to another game? That's the question. So the third game, oh here we go, is, what do they call it? Submarine. There we go. So we've got to try and stop the ships from going through. And you can get multiple in the one, if you're lucky enough, and it's another game that can be played competitive. So it's an interesting, you know, little title. So I'll just loose off a few shots here, or I'll reset and go back to the menu. So our fourth game, okay, is a bit of a maze defense, which is quite interesting. Okay, so they're stealing stuff, and we've got to try and we can rebound shots. Oops. Okay. And once again, it's competitive. Yeah, so it's not a bad little collection of, you know, competitive games that you can also have a bit of a practice of by yourself. So just a bit of a simple thing. It's one of the early release titles for the Intellivision, so some interesting stuff there. Let's try the next title. Hey, so here we have Thunder Castle, which I potentially have done a gameplay of before. How many players? One. Okay. So lots of really good music. It's a later release title, that's why it's a little bit more sought after. Okay, so you start out with a shield and a sword, and the maze gradually changes. And I think you have to... I think when you get the goblet, you're invincible for a little time, that's it. And you can go kill the dragon, that's what I just did. Played it for such a long time, I can't remember most of the rules. So that time I got killed. So it's a bit of an interesting title, and it has more to it than I'm showing here. So not a very good demo, but some excellent music, and a lot of strategy involved in trying to get the dragon without the dragon getting you. And you can actually kill the bats as well. And you have the changing mode. So there's the goblet. I need to get to that. See if I can kill one of the bats. No, I was too slow. You've got to time your slice right. Alright, we've got a few games to get through, so let's try the next one. Here we go with Hover Force, which I know absolutely nothing about, and I've never heard of this game before. Okay, well, you've got different options you can do. Level 1, enter. Mission 1, flights F3, so that's our good little animations. Take off for the mission. So, an Intellivision game with cutscenes is pretty impressive. So I'm looking at the through the sort of like down from my helicopter and showing a bit of a scrolling technique. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, the building's up. Mightn't be what I'm supposed to be doing. Hey, there we go, that's a bit better. Just a little bit. So let's see whether we can take this bridge out. See, it looks like, we can work away at structure. Of the bridge. It looks like I've reached as far across as I can go now. Just trying to see whether there's anything else. I mean, it could be... There's another game on the MSX I'm trying to think of where you had to go around and you had to destroy a certain number of targets and things. Oh, there we go, there's another helicopter. On us then. No, I'm just trying to keep it just in case there's a map screen that can come up. Ooh. Sort of like a laser thing too. see? So there seems to be a different separation in islands there. Okay, we've stopped as far as we can go that way. Better if I knew what the point of the game was a little bit more, but this is the thing you have of not reading the instructions. It's got some nice graphics and some interesting things. So I just need to figure out what in the world I'm supposed to be doing. Besides rolling bridges and stuff. Yeah, okay, yeah, so it's a wraparound scroll and you hit definite borders. See, I wouldn't even have a clue where my original base was. I was thinking maybe it should have a we do have a map. So we've got a bit of damage. Okay, so this is the park in the middle. I wasn't sure of what we're supposed to be doing, so we'll go up here to one of those zones now. Let's check the map. Down a little bit. So they're like open spaces. They don't really seem like targets. So we'll go down to the next one just to confirm. Some water. Slow down. And look, yeah, it's another park. So I wonder what we're supposed to do target-wise. We'll earn $2.20 or something. I'll just go shoot something. I seem to run out of missiles. I wonder where my base was. Sorry I'm taking a bit longer this game, but obviously I haven't read anything about it before, so it's just curious to find out what that was. Oh, hang on, there's stuff popping up on the radar. So just up here. Right, so that's where I've hit previously, is it? Or does this put out the fire? And let's go back to the scanner. So we possibly, okay, yeah, see there's a spot just above the centre there, that's yellow. Let's go and have a look at that. Okay, we should be approaching it now. Hey, there we go, right, so they are on the radar, they just don't appear all the time. Alright, cool, well I obviously need to spend a bit more time and work this game out a bit more, so you've obviously got to get and track down the rest of the enemies and put out any fires of any places, like I'm running out of water now and I've run out of my weapons. You can probably land as well, I'm not sure what indicates where my home base was, but there we go, just ran out of fuel. Alright, let's try the next game. Okay, so here we go with Tron. Oh, this looks complicated. Anyway, let's go to demo mode. And we get started. No, it's not playing cool. Okay.
7, 5, 3, 2, 7.
Lovely. I want to play the
Energy medium.
voice for ages. Okay, so we need to get rid of all these blue things. So let's control the disc, all this.
Energy low.
Don't seem to be able to move or anything. Oh. Ah, okay. Right, so you've got the buttons on the side control your acceleration.
Get off, get off.
Okay, so we need to change directions or something. Let's see what happens when we hit this, probably bad. No? Oh, this is, you know, seems an interesting game. I think it's got more to it than just this too. Once again, oh.
End of line.
Okay, so I didn't achieve the outcomes. What was I doing? Oh, change beam. I'm supposed to have been using the buttons. Have another go. Leave MCP 789, location 0. Okay. Ooh, that speech is a bit different. That could actually be my that could be my speech unit. It hasn't been used for ages, and it took me quite a few goes to get this to work. Okay, we'll move further down the line. We'll see if we can get to one of those things that change tracks. Ah, there we go. Sorry I messed the sound up, but... Oh, this it doesn't seem too bad game. I'll read the instructions a bit more and have a proper play of that. As it never played this one back in the store back in the day, so an excellent one to add to the collection. Alright, last but not least, it's the Star Wars game. Okay, here we go with Empire Strikes Back. One player, level 1, because I'll be hopeless at it. Okay, no music or anything. So we've got a scanner down the bottom where the green X and the little dots are the AT-AT walkers heading towards our shield generator. We've got a laser, and our second button will probably be our tow cable. Oops. That's it. You can hit the AT-AT walkers in the glowing orange spot. And that is kill. Ooh, getting very low there. It's a little jerky, but you can also slowly damage them. Whoops. And every time you get hit, you lose some shield. Play as fast as the 2600 version. Got rid of him. I got the oops, we've done a ship. and I think eventually you don't have a landing pad where you can go back and refresh your shields, I don't think. So we've got 3 8-8 rockets to get rid of. But this is, you know, pretty good for an Intellivision game. Go get rid of him without getting hit. Oh, I see the 8-8 rockets keep on coming. Up to the bullet. Sort of clearing the screen quite quickly. Okay, we've still got a couple more ships left. We might as well keep going and see if we can make some progress. I don't think my current score of 560 is going to break any records. Yes, looks like they keep on coming, well, indefinitely. Oh, yeah, you've got to be really clear for when you're close into them. Yeah, so you don't seem to have the concept of waves, they just keep on coming, and you've got to get as many of them as possible. And I said you can wear them down just by shooting them, and I'm not sure of the point difference if you instant kill them in the weak spot. Oh. Come on, the Empire's not supposed to be a good shot. Well, the thing is when you take off. I killed that one just as I... No, now there's 4 incoming. I managed to make it to 750. That's less embarrassing. Oh God. It's not quite the same game as the 2600 one. Spit up their walking now too, so it's gotten a little harder. Well, 904, not going to set any records on fire, but not bad for my first game in a very long time. An excellent lot of games. They all require more gameplay than this quick muck around that I've done now, but I hope you've enjoyed having a quick look at them all. I do actually really like the Intellivision system. It has a lot of nostalgia for me. I never owned one myself. It was basically the kids next door that I used to babysit. Being the rich kid and got bought everything, had an Intellivision, so I used to play Intellivision when I went to their place. And then later on, the video game store I used to work for sold Intellivision, so I got to play lots of the other games then. But never owned one myself. Started, you know, collecting retro gear again. But I've got quite a decent collection now, which I hope to continue and get closer to a full set. Alright, thank you to all my subscribers. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.